about to catch the train to Brooklyn to witness the Handmade Music Night and to meet Peter Kirn of Create Digital.
I'm Peter Kirn from CreateDigitalMusic.com and CreateDigitalMotion.com. On our way to Handmade Music, get together once a month and share stuff that we're working on. This month is a little special and different. We are doing what I'm calling an open lab. People that come and bring stuff that isn't finished. Most of the projects have been hardware-based. We also have a special guest showing off some of the software that he's built in a free music coding environment called Super Collider.
Which I'm familiar with.
Yep. We've had some software too. We had a guy come who's working on adding sound to this virtual reality environment, and we had a guy who's one of the big programmers for the Nintendo DS came and showed his stuff running on the DS and on a netbook.
Lately, I've been kind of intrigued by the idea of electromechanical parts making noise that weren't supposed to make noise. I've been messing around a bit with relays, which are electromagnetic switches that use a tiny little electromagnet, which, when powered up, pulls a switch from side to side. You can actually see the inside of one here. It's got the coil that powers up and creates a magnetization and pulls a tiny little switch back and forth. And now, what a lot of people don't like about these things is that they click inside a plastic package that kind of resonates a little bit. And it's once they figured out how to make those solid state and have no moving parts, it was a big deal, and everyone was happy. And that sound that they make is kind of cool. If I turn it on and off at a given frequency, I can create basically a note at that frequency.
I've been using this tool for about 5 years. If you're not a Super Collider programmer, which most people aren't, you can download a standalone application from our website. There's a demo song. You can click load demo. It's very good at creating kind of endless variations of sound. So these are 4 different voices that have appeared as part of the demo song. And you can click on one, and you've got all these parameters, all these synthesis parameters for all the sounds. And on each parameter, you've got a random slider, so you can apply algorithms to them with this plugins buttons. These are different algorithms that affect the value of these sliders.
Okay, what do you usually hope to get as a result of your experimentation, musically or technologically, the processes that go into it?
I try and be very conscious of putting the music first, and think quite a lot about concept, and that's kind of the important part of their work. It's really just about creating sounds that affect people, that make people feel, put people into a mental space. I think that the aesthetics is really at the forefront. So I do take a fairly nerdy approach to doing that, and it's possible to make it with off-the-shelf tools. But it's very important to me to create my own voice. There's a couple ways that creating software helps me do that. So I'm creating tools that other people don't have. The other way that building software helps shape me creatively, funny, but it actually limits me. It's very important for artists to have limits, to have boundaries. The fact that I don't have a huge number of tools that I'm looking at, that I'm picking up and playing with and putting down and picking up another and putting down, only tools that I've made myself, prevents me from being distracted by the newest shiny thing.
It seems like around the world the term electronic music has been taken over by the DJ community. Prior to that, we owned it, but it's now DJ music when you say electronic music. And what's interesting also is that I've heard rumors, quote unquote, that DJs are not real musicians, but the DJs feel that they are real musicians because they churn out music too.
I've got a bit of a DJ inside of me, and I can understand that world, and I also have a bit of an academic musician inside me. It can be a generational thing, but a lot of people, when I tell them I make electronic music, they really think I'm making very experimental computer music. Where it does have a bit of a pop sensibility to it. Art in general has become less about craft and more about curation and synthesis. And I think you'll see that in a number of different musicians, which is somebody who's really put in the time, really studied, a real musician in the traditional sense. For better or for worse, it's what's happening all around us.